It's the Ross Tucker Football Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Picks Friday, a Finish Strong Friday, and a Winners Friday, presented, of course, by DraftKings. Picks Friday, you know what that means. I'm going to make my pick for every game in the NFL. Finish Strong Friday. Most of you know what that means. It means last episode of the week, and I'm going to bring it for the next 30 minutes so that I feel good about what I accomplished for this network this week, for the rest of the weekend, which is what I encourage you all to do at work today. Finish strong so you feel great about it all weekend. And then a Winners Friday, because I can't tell you how much I appreciate every time someone does a little something extra to help the network, whether it's spread the word via social media or take advantage of one of our sponsors or subscribe and make a YouTube comment. So I want winners. I'm like Mike Singletary.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
People like Caleb Diggs, who quote tweeted at Ross Tucker Pod and just said how much he likes the show, how he never misses. It's real easy. It was real easy to win. Congratulations, Caleb. Hit me up, Ross at RossTucker.com. Quote tweeting at Ross Tucker Pod is the way to go. Sponsor confirmation email winner, Marcus Lang. He took advantage of multiple sponsors. Love it, Marcus. Again, email me, Ross at RossTucker.com. Let me know if you want a signed press pass or just a football card or a picture or whatever you want. And then the YouTube shout-out winner, John Falsetta. I think I'm saying that right, John. John Falsetta, Falcetta. All he did was hit the thumbs up button at youtube.com/RossTuckerNFL and make a comment on one of the videos. And now he gets a personalized video from me to him for whatever he wants and whoever he wants, saying whatever he wants. It's amazing. Patron of the day, Richard Reed. Love how many tuckheads we are racking up at patreon.com/RT Media, the only place, exclusive place to see all the even money bets in black and white, to see my Friday picks, to see our press box food grades, power rankings, etc. Patreon.com/RT Media. Become a tuckhead today.
The Big Show.
Last night on Thursday Night Football, it was the Colts 12, the Broncos 9. I don't know what you want to say about this one, Ross.
I know what I want to say. It was legitimately one of the worst football games I have ever seen at any level. It was bad football all the way around. The Colts have a new offensive line configuration. It's not any better. Matt Pryor at right tackle is not a starter in the NFL. He's never been a starter in the NFL. He's way too slow off the ball. Rookie left tackle Bernhard Raymond struggled. He had 4 penalties in the first half. Although, in fairness to Bernhard, I thought 2 of those holding penalties were totally bogus. Matt Ryan did not help much. Matt Ryan is trying to extend plays now rather than just getting rid of the ball. I don't know what that's about. So it's leading to him taking sacks that he shouldn't, which compounds things when the offensive line's playing bad. He fumbles a bunch of times every game. And for the cherry on top for Matt Ryan, he threw a couple awful interceptions. Awful. Yet the Colts won the game because Russell Wilson and the Broncos offense somehow worse. Russell Wilson, stop me if this sounds familiar, took sacks he shouldn't take. Likewise, threw three horrific interceptions deep in Colts territory. 3. Now listen, Baron Browning was good for the Broncos before he got hurt. DeForest Buckner did some great things for the Colts. Stephon Gilmore did some good things for the Colts. But make no mistake about it, this was primarily bad offense. And these are 2 former MVP caliber quarterbacks. This isn't like a DiNucci special or, a terrible college game. These are supposedly former MVP caliber quarterbacks. It was legitimately one of the worst games I've ever seen. At least Nyheim Hines didn't come back in the game after he had gross motor instability. That would not have been good. I think it might have been his first play of the game. And maybe that hurt the Colts a little bit because he got a concussion, gross motor instability, out. Thank you, NFL. Thank you, Colts. That's the way it should be. The other positive, our even money bet from Steve Fezzik on the Denver Broncos under 23.5 team total. Yeah, they scored 9. They scored 9. And I'm mad because after we recorded the Even Money podcast, the line went back up to the Colts getting 3.5, and I would have put 2 units on that too. But we'll take the Denver under 3.5, under 23.5 team total bet. I'm a glass half full guy. So positives would be, I thought rookie running back Deion Jackson, rookie wide receiver Alec Pierce looked good for the Colts. I think that's a positive. Unfortunately, I'm out of positives. Another negative would be Garrett Bowles, the left tackle for the Broncos, broke his leg. The end of the game situation, I mean, for Russell Wilson to throw an interception in the end zone with 2 minutes left, up by 3, is just unacceptable. And then 4th and 1 late in the game, after the Colts had kicked the field goal, he throws a pass. He's got KJ Hamler wide open, throws the other way against Stephon Gilmore, and it gets batted down. It was an awful, awful display of football almost all the way around. I mean, really, really bad. The good news is you can protect your families. At Simply Safe, your safety is the only thing that matters. They've got cutting-edge technology powered by 24/7 professional monitoring agents who always have your back, so you always know your home is safe. Simply Safe cannot protect you from terrible football games, like a Thursday night game between the Colts and the Broncos. Simply Safe can give you 24/7 professional monitoring. The key to me is the HD security cameras for inside and outside your home. You will love having those cameras for when you're home or away. Somebody random rings the doorbell, like, trust me, you want the HD security cameras. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/Tucker. Save 20% on your Simply Safe security system when you sign up for an interactive monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplysafe.com/Tucker to learn more. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
Let's start in Tottenham with the Giants and the Packers Sunday morning.
Well, the Packers are going to win the game. It sounds like Daniel Jones might play, which is interesting because, Dr. Chow, I think desperate times call for desperate measures, because Dr. Chow at Pro Football Doc, the 6 score Sports Injury Central. Now, Daniel Jones has a really low score, which kind of makes him a sitting duck against Rashawn Gary and the guys. And it's really not wise and unfortunate to put Daniel Jones out there without his mobility because that's one of his best things. But if Tyrod Taylor doesn't clear a protocol, they don't really have a choice. I don't think they want to put Davis Webb out there. So I like the Packers quite a bit in this game. I think they win it probably going away 23-10 Packers, and they'd actually be a decent survivor pick this week, Bri.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills.
Well, speaking of pretty good survivor picks, now if you listen to the Even Money podcast or you watch it on YouTube, you know that Steve and I both like the Steelers getting the points. And I know a lot of you aren't into point spreads or betting at all, and that's fine. What you need to know is the Steelers are the biggest underdogs on record since at least the 60s. And, in a game that they're playing in, right? They are 14-point underdogs. I happen to think that the game will be closer than that. I actually like the Steelers with the points, as I said on Tuesday. I think that the Bills are still pretty banged up. They're coming off of back-to-back, just absolute knockdown, drag-out fights. And now they got to go against the Steelers, who I think will be a little bit reinvigorated with Pickett as the starter. I think he'll give them a little bit of a spark. I think the final score ends up being like 24-14, 23-14, 27-17, something like that.
All right, Chargers at the Cleveland Browns.
Kind of going back and forth on this one, actually. Myles Garrett will be back in the game. I know that the Chargers look good against the Texans. Herbert played pretty well. But I also kind of have a feeling that the Browns, what hurt the Browns against the Falcons was the Falcons kind of run the ball down their throat. I think the Browns are going to play bully ball with the Chargers. And I guess I just have a feeling this is the way these teams are. But Browns lost last week. Chargers won. I think it flips. I think the Brownies win 23-20, so we can let the doggies out in the dog pound, Bri.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So I like the Jaguars. I think they bounced back from the rain game in Philadelphia where they only lost by one score even after Trevor Lawrence had 5 turnovers. Texans, I think, will win a game at some point. I just don't think it'll be this one. I like the Jaguars to win this game. Texans defense, look at their leading tacklers. Look at the depth chart for the Texans. It's actually pretty unbelievable. I mean, it's all like retread guys. Jacksonville 27, Houston 17.
Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I like the Vikings because the Bears are a really, really tough watch. It's interesting, by the way, how many of these lines have moved this week since Tuesday. Like a lot of them have moved quite a bit. I like the Vikings because the Bears pass protection and Justin Fields really, really struggling. Here comes Danielle Hunter. Here comes Zadarius Smith. Not good, I don't think, for the Bears. And they're banged up at running back. And the Vikings are pretty good all the way around. Vikings get to 4-1. How about it, Kevin O'Connell? Let's go 24-10 Vikings.
Detroit Lions, New England Patriots.
This is a very intriguing game to me. Huge difference in the NFL between 1-4 and 2-3. Winner of this game, 2-3. You're kind of in the mix, not that bad. 1-4, you're really behind the 8 ball. You're in a bad spot. Brian Hoyer went on IR. They're still doing, in my opinion, the charade about acting like Mac Jones might play. I tend to doubt that. I think it will be Bailey Zappi, and I think the Lions are going to win this game on the road. I know that sounds crazy, especially since DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown still not practicing, but I kind of feel like the Lions are going to get this done now that they've been able to study Zappi a little bit. I don't know. I don't think the Patriots are going to try to run the ball all over the Lions. I don't think it happens. And I think the Lions win the game 23-20, Detroit Rock City. Doggies, Bri.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Who let the dogs out?
Seahawks at the Saints.
Still not looking good for Michael Thomas and Jameis Winston, but it does sound like Alvin Kamara will be back. That is significant. People aren't giving the Seahawks enough respect, in my opinion, for the way Geno Smith has played, the fact that they're 2-2, but I don't think they win. I don't think they win this game. Let's go Saints. I mean, the Saints have to come marching in and win one of these games, right? They got to do it at some point. And Seattle's defense has been bad. 27-20 Saints.
Miami Dolphins, New York Jets.
Ooh, it sounded like you were about to do the song, Bri. Were you about to do the song?
I was not. Sorry.
Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins versus the Jets. This is interesting. Obviously, it'll be Teddy Bridgewater against the Jets. I think the Dolphins win. I think the Dolphins bounce back from the loss. They've had extra time for this. Teddy Bridgewater, one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL. And the Jets are just not an organization that sustains success. Right or wrong, the Jets just don't handle prosperity well. Everybody's giving them credit for that win against the Steelers, blah, blah, blah. They come right back home and lose to the Dolphins. That's my expectation. 23-16 Dolphins.
Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks.
No Cordero Patterson for the Falcons. I actually think this game will be closer than, I guess, the betting lines over at DraftKings Sportsbook do. I think it's, I don't know, 27-20, maybe. I've got some faith. I don't know. Maybe they won't score that many because the Bucs defense will come out flying after they got embarrassed Sunday night. Maybe it is like 27-17 Bucs, something like that.
Next game, it's the Tennessee Titans and the Washington Commanders.
This is another really big swing game. Yeah. I mean, you're feeling real bad about whichever team loses this game. Real bad for the rest of the year. The winner, you're like, okay, all right, maybe they can get something going a little bit. If the Commanders win, they'll both be 2-3. If the Commanders lose 1-4, there will be even more calls to bench Carson Wentz already. I'm taking the Titans. I can't. I mean, they've won 2 in a row. They kind of got Derrick Henry going against the Colts. It's tough to watch the Commanders and pick them to win a football game. Really not easy to do. Give me the Titans to win the game. Not expecting a lot of points in this one. 20-17 Titans.
San Francisco at Carolina.
I like San Francisco quite a bit. Now, I know they played Monday night and blah, 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 but their defense is nasty. And we saw exactly what that did to Baker Mayfield against the Cardinals defense, who really isn't that nasty. Now you have Bosa and the boys coming. Good luck, Baker. I don't know that they score very many points at all. 20-10 Niners.
Philadelphia Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals.
So the Eagles, it looks like they're a little bit healthier than we thought. It looks like Sayamalo will play. It looks like Darius Slay will play. Not looking good so far on Avonte Maddox and Jordan Mailata, but we'll see what happens today at practice. The Cardinals are really banged up as well. I've said this on a bunch of media outlets this week. I really struggle watching the Cardinals. I mean, Greg Cosell talked about it yesterday. They are a tough watch. They are not a good football team. It would mean, look, that's the way the NFL works. The Colts somehow beat the Chiefs, right? Special teams, and you never know. But I'm certainly not predicting that to happen. Philadelphia 23, Arizona 13.
Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Rams.
This is interesting. I am surprised by the point spread in this one because I believe it's a true toss-up game. The way the Cowboys are playing defensively and getting after quarterbacks and the way the Rams are struggling on offense and the way Cooper Rush is taking care of the football. Now, I will say this. This is the way the NFL works. Rams coming off a really ugly bad loss. The Cowboys have won 3 in a row. It feels like one of those games where things even out a little bit more because that's just the way the NFL works. Based on what I've seen from these teams recently, I would pick the Cowboys to win the game, but your boy knows. Your boy knows the deal a lot of times. Rams 20, Cowboys 17.
Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati at Baltimore.
And what's really cool about Cincinnati and Baltimore, Bri, is 2 things. Number one, I am going to be there calling the game for Westwood One. So if any of you get a chance while you're driving around, or I guess now you can listen to it on NFL Game Pass or NFL Plus or whatever it's called. You can listen to my call on NFL Plus if you want. Westwood One national call of the game. So you can turn down the TV, listen to me if you'd like, or if you're driving around or whatever, that'd be awesome. And those of you that are within driving distance can actually go to the game. I'm looking at my Game Time app right now, which all of you should get, $79 for Bengals Ravens. How about this? You can go tomorrow to the Purdue Maryland game, which is a pretty good Big Ten game, $23. $23 for Purdue Maryland. Pretty awesome. I mean, the thing is, there's a reason why Game Time's the fastest growing ticketing app that guarantees the lowest prices. That's why. Because they guarantee the lowest prices on tickets to all your favorite sports, concerts, and shows. The key is last minute tickets because you literally can check out in less than 30 seconds. I've done it. Download the Game Time app, create an account, redeem code Ross for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's Ross for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Why would you not download the app, use the code Ross, see what they have so that you get $20 off your first purchase of last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed, the Game Time app. As for the game, Bri, I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a terrific football game. You know, the Ravens offense has been pretty impressive so far this year. Their pass defense, not so much. And now here comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals. The thing is can the Bengals offensive line protect Burrow enough in this one? That's something we will all be watching. I like the Ravens to get this done. I don't think the Ravens lose back-to-back games. That's just not like them. I am hopeful, I guess, that it's an awesome game. Probably higher scoring with these defenses. 27-24 Ravens, maybe something like that. 27-24 Ravens.
All right, and to wrap it up, Monday Night Football, the Raiders and the Chiefs.
Well, I like the Chiefs. I do think the Raiders got something going against the Broncos, which is a good sign, but we kind of saw what the Broncos are. I like quite a bit the Josh Jacobs and the Raiders running of the football, but I don't know that they're going to win on the road Monday night, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has eviscerated the Raiders over the years. Maybe they'll have a decent plan for him. I don't know. I'm not going to predict that to happen. I mean, the Raiders have not been an impressive team so far, so I'm not going to predict that they're able to get this done on the road. Let's go Chiefs 31, Raiders 21. 31-21 Chiefs. I actually hope it's closer than that. I hope they do a better job of keeping it, making it a one-score game, but I don't know that that's going to happen. What I do know what's going to happen is I'm going to eat food. By the way, speaking of shout-outs, okay, I'm going to shout out Pizza Boy Brewing, Sporticulture, HumanHeadNYC.com, SteakhouseSports.com, go-bengals.com, Evergreen Economics, Vision Comics with an X, backofficescheduler.com, and the single greatest gift you can give anyone for any reason, trust me, myfrontpagestory.com. I also want to shout out Matt Mullen, one of our great listeners. And if you remember, the listener that volunteered to ask me questions on the show. One of the episodes we did was Matt Mullen asking me questions on the show, which was very cool, and I really enjoyed it. He lives in South Bend. I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan, because I'm doing Eastern Michigan at Western Michigan, 12 p.m., CBS Sports Network tomorrow. And then Sunday night, as I mentioned, Bengals, Ravens. Anyway, he volunteered to drive up from South Bend to Kalamazoo, met me at Bell's Brewery last night. We had a beer, got a chance to know him better. Awesome guy, amazing story. Love anytime I get a chance to meet any of you guys in person. So shout out to Matt Mullen for the effort to come up here and have a beer with your boy. That was awesome. Love doing that as much as I possibly can. Other than that, hope you guys have an awesome weekend. We will have Monday show up for you bright and early, even though I'm getting home crazy late. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the family time. I think we're done here.
Thanks for listening to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also subscribe to the Fantasy Feast, Even Money, Business of Sports, and College Draft. All available at Apple Podcasts, rosstucker.com, or wherever podcasts can be found.